Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for.
That's okay.
Dog and stuff. Hey, how are you? Hi, buddy. Hi, Ray. Hi. Beautiful. Hi, Grandpa. How are you? Oh, Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. To all who've been together as family. This is a time. We go to birthday last week. Birthday in the last week. How about the last 3 weeks? Did anyone have a birthday in the last 3 weeks?
Is it?
Yeah. Okay, I see 2 people. Can these 2 people who had a birthday in the last 3 weeks come up to
We got
like animals and be our honorees, please? You want to come up too? No? You were joking? You got me. I believed it. Okay. Here, I'll do it with them on next. Oh, great.
For our Shabbat study lesson.
Remember her name, Jeremy?
No.
Yes.
Ella? Well, Ella the little mouse.
That's actually.
And these are my little kids like, all people hold them, so we get by our lives, like, all who know that. I don't know, but keep in mind, that the generation is feel like so many people an hour a day, you not really feel like.
Once for ourselves, once for our families, and one for the whole world.
Actually, I haven't been able to ask it, it's not me. We have our friends who have birthdays that just passed or are coming up, so we say, don't do that in from the accident. And we say, and we douche over our Shabbat sweetness, our grape juice for one.
Blessing Shabbat 1, Shabbat 100.
123, yes, thank you.
Your left eye. Your left eye. That's fine.
Dug in the loose, dug in the loose.
Pick up.
Begin our process of welcoming Shabbat, Kabbalah Shabbat, on page 138, with the Adam B, we'll say verses 1, 2, 5, and then on verse 9, we will all rise and face the heavens to welcome Shabbat HaMalkah, Shabbat HaKalah, Shabbat HaBride. We rise together and face the entrance. Welcome to second prayer. Holy the shadow,
You might remain standing.
Find yourself there.
For our lunch worship, our appreciation on page 146. Children.
It's a finger shot.
I'm asking.
Karen, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was yours.
And
What is it? Tell me later. Yeah.
Maybe see them and join together. That's our. There on the saints, he has come, then let's be time.
So I want to share an excerpt of a poem by a playwright, a poet named Aurora Levins Morales. And this poem spoke to me this week on what felt like a heavy week. If anyone else has been feeling a little heavy this week because of the news and maybe a little heavy for months, and we just came off of our sacred mythology of us being freed from slavery in Egypt and getting into the desert and going outwards. And we might be in a bit of a moment of a now what moment. And this poem is called Red Sea. We cannot cross until we carry each other. All of us refugees, all of us prophets. No more taking turns on history's wheel, trying to collect old debts no one can pay. The sea will not open that way. This time, that
How you guys
country
leaving?
is what we promise each other. Our rage trekked cheek to cheek until tears and blood and space between, until there are no enemies left. Because this time, no one, will be left to drown, and all of us must wish with him. This time it's all of us for life. Please join us in Mi Famo on page 158.
Who is like you, I don't know. Who is like you, I don't know. Oh, the same you also see, it's empty with something new. Who is like you, I don't know.
We're going to rise again in body and spirit for the apex of our service, which is actually recited silently in the evenings on Shabbat evening. So we're going to join together in Adonai Shabbatai, which says, Adonai, open up my lips, let my mouth declare your praise, and ask God to help us make our prayer beautiful and acceptable, and to be our partner in God's action in the world. And then you'll have time for your own prayer of your heart or the words of the prayer book. So Adonai Shabbatai is on 242. Please rise in body or in spirit.
A few years ago, when I was first starting cantorial school, I was having lunch one day with my dear friend, Rabbi Daniel Scher. He also happens to be Rabbi Alex's best friend from rabbinical school. I don't know who had the prior claim to the friendship, but we're all pals now. So I was having lunch with Rabbi Daniel, and I said to him, now that I'm becoming clergy, am I going to have to care? Okay, I didn't say care. I said, give a hoot. Let's just say I said, give a hoot about stuff like counting the Omer. And he replied, you are going to give a hoot about counting the Omer, but not because you have to now that you're clergy. You are going to care because when you learn about the Omer, you're going to see that it's actually a really meaningful ritual in a modern context, and you're going to love it. And he was right. I learned more about the ritual of counting the Omer and what it can mean to us today. So counting the Omer is something that we do for the 49 days between Passover and Shavuot. And before I learned more about it, what I knew was that Passover was my favorite holiday, a big momentous event on the Jewish calendar, right? And that Shavuot was a holiday that I never learned about growing up, even though I was raised conservative. Do any of the students here, and look, I didn't know, so no shame, but do any of the students know what Shavuot is? What's Shavuot? What do we do on Shavuot? What do we commemorate on Shavuot? Anyone heard the word Shavuot? No. Okay, so Shavuot is when it's another harvest holiday, but it's also when we commemorate receiving the Torah on Mount Sinai. So there are 49 days between these two big harvest holidays, Pesach and Shavuot, and I knew that the Omer had something to do with grains or harvest. Okay? So let's get familiar a little bit with the Omer. Omer means sheaf. Counting the Omer was originally an agricultural practice marking the first offering of barley sheaves. But recently it's become a time of spiritual engagement in the work of truly becoming a free people. We are coming out of the Hebrew month of Nisan, which included Passover, Pesach, and our sacred mythology of being freed from slavery in Egypt, and into the month of Iyar, which is starting next week, which spans the space between Pesach and Shavuot, and we use that space, that time, for a daily and weekly practice of looking at where we're still stuck, where we can grow, where we can evolve into our most liberated and highest selves. So each week of the 7 weeks of the Omer, we can focus on one facet or sephirah of the divine. There are 10 sephirot, divine energies, including the following 7: Chesed, loving kindness; Gevurah, boundaries; Tiferet, harmony or balance; Netzach, endurance; Chod, gratitude; humility or splendor; Yesod, foundation or groundedness; and Malchuyot or Shekhinah. Traditionally, Malchuyot, Shekhinah, and Malchuyot are like the two masculine and feminine coins of the sovereignty or indwelling eminent presence of the divine in the world. So that was a lot. And thinking about exploring or cultivating one of these qualities of the divine for 1 week at a time can probably seem strange or daunting. But I think a nice way to start is to think about one of those qualities. Let's say chesed, loving kindness, and sit with that notion that the divine is loving and compassionate. And just breathe with that for a second. What does loving kindness actually look like to you? Or mean to you? And maybe journal, or just sitting here, reflect on where you could use to give a little more loving kindness in your life, even to yourself, either to others or to yourself. And you could make art about that, you could draw about that, you could sing about that, or you could brainstorm 3 to 5 loving kindness practices and implement 1 or 2 over the course of the next week. So just right here, can anyone imagine right now a loving kindness practice you might easily be able to integrate into your week, or even the remaining 5 weeks of the Omer? Can someone volunteer a loving kindness practice, something that would bring more loving kindness into your life, or make it accessible for you to practice loving kindness with other people in your community? or your family? Let's brainstorm together. Naps. Thank you. More naps. That is a way to give love and kindness to yourself for sure. I see a hand back there. Help people. Thank you. Yes, you can aim to help people once or twice a week, like as a loving kindness practice. What else? Give me like 3 more. Yes. I see a hand in the orange shirt. No, not raising your hand. Okay, did we have one here? Yes.
We can show respect.
Show respect. How would you show respect?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, so that's here. Yes.
If someone says something,
Oh, maybe if someone says you should do something, you do it immediately. That is a great way to show respect. That is a loving kindness practice. Yes.
hug your sister and brother every day.
Hug your sister and brother every day.
Good one.
That is actually going to be my suggestion. More hugs. Hugs are a great loving kindness practice. Thank you. Okay. So those feel pretty doable, right? Just another second. Those feel pretty doable. So we're already starting to embrace the concept of using this time. Do we have another one? Yes. Following rules. That's a loving kindness practice to your parents. That's really nice. Or to your guardian figures. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for your contributions. So we're already starting to embrace the concept of using this time in our Jewish calendar as a mindful practice of expressing our innate divine qualities and bringing them forward. We're all created in the image of the divine. We all have these qualities living inside of us. Some may be easier to access than others, and that's a part of the exploration. That's okay. That's a part of the practice. I know sometimes I start on one midah or one sephirah, and I get stuck on it. And I'm like, I just did not cultivate equanimity this week. I'm going to give that another week. And another.
Sit on my butt.
I'm going to try again. So it's your practice, make it yours. What do you think? Do you think we might give a hoot about the owner? Great, somebody gives a hoot about the owner. I appreciate that. Join me. My friend Rabbi Daniel was unfortunately correct. I hate it when I have to admit he's actually wise and teaching himself. What was that? Listening and not talking and being quiet is that's a nice act of kindness. I love that. Thank you. And that's a way of showing honor to God. So this is the blessing for the counting of the Omer. So I'll say the words and you can repeat. Baruch,
Baruch,
Atah,
Atah,
Adonai,
Adonai,
Eloheinu,
Eloheinu,
Melech,
Melech,
Ha'olam,
Haolam,
Asher,
Asher,
Kitshanu,
Kitshanu,
Mitzvotav,
Vitzivanu,
Vitzivanu, Al Sefirat,
Al Sefirat,
Ha'omer.
Ha'omer.
And today is the 11th day of the Omer. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, breath of the universe, who has blessed us with your commandments and commanded us to count the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai, here we can say Shehachiyanu if this is your first time counting the Omer. So join me in Shehachiyanu if you know the words. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim melech haolam, Shehachiyanu, V'kiyamanu, V'kiyanu, Lazman, Hazeh. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, endless source of blessing, who has kept us alive, sustained us, and brought us to this moment. Shabbat Shalom. Okay, we're now going to turn our thoughts to those in our community who need our blessings of healing. If there's anyone in your thoughts who needs healing of body or of spirit or of soul, please think of their name now and join us in singing Yeshua. It can be found on page 371. Do we have announcements from
The diamonds.
Okay, the diamond dudes.
Here's what's going on. Shabbat Shalom. Tomorrow is Torah Cafe on Zoom at 9:30. And we encourage everyone on Sunday to join us here for a very short service for Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day. Seems like a great time to gather together and be together here at 5:30 on Sunday with our Rabbi Emeritus, Neil Daniels. What's going on?
On Tuesday, May 7th, we will have our monthly Smooth Day, the social hall, beginning at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Wednesday, May 8th, we will have our Reformed Jews Connected with Rabbi Neil on Zoom at 6:30.
Our next Wine, Women, and Wisdom takes place on Thursday, May 9th at Marlene Cole's home.
So Marlene's home on Thursday the 9th. If you RSVP, you'll get the info. And next Friday, we'll have a Shabbat celebration again. And it's just 1 week away. Next weekend is the annual gala. So if you have not signed up, you may be able to find one ticket or two or three. It's always a good time. So come on out. That's next Saturday, the 11th. Everything else is in the set list. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Watch along.
Moving to our concluding prayers with Aleinu. There is an insert in most of your prayer books on page 584. It's a little sticker on that page. There's an English rendition of Aleinu that we'd like to sing here. So, for the Aleinu, please rise in body or in spirit and join us. It's up to us to call ourselves to God, to sing what's good and true, to bring about redemption. It's what we were free to do. For what's the point of being here? We're not going to change our ways. Hallelujah, Shalom. It's time to live our praise.
This week we are remembering our best Year Shalom member and partner of member Andrea King, Ken Kaufman, who passed on May 2nd. If there is anyone else who is in a recent period of mourning, the 30-day period of mourning, who wants to share the name of their loved one, can share it now. This week, we are remembering the yard sites of Edward Garfinkel, grandfather of Jeffrey Garfinkel, Eric Whitman, father of Lillian Roth, Minnie Hirsch, grandmother of Gary Hirsch, Michael Mandel, father of Elisa Mandel, Louis Newman, grandfather of Marilyn Weiner, Alice Sandler, grandmother of Jeff Lucas, Tam Spiva, stepfather of Dan Durkin, and Benjamin Stiegel, father of Sherry Stiegel. If there's anyone else who is remembering a yard site, commemorating a yard site tonight, whose name I didn't mention, would you like to add it? It is our custom to recite Kaddish together as a community in honor of those whose memories are with us. In Judaism, we believe that no one is gone until the last person who remembered them is gone. So please join us for Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Yitgadal, Yitgadash, Shmei Rabbav, Yamad Abrav, Yotei, Yamlik, Makutei, V'chayat Om, V'melech Om, V'chayit Yachol Et Yisrael, V'adalav Yizman Karev Yimreu, Yehi Shmei Rabbav, Yvarach, Ya'olam, Omei Amaya, Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitba'ar, Yitmam, Yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitaber, Yitalal, Shmei, Yishab, Yifu, Ve'elam, Yitol, Yitchatam, Yishata, Tushbekata, V'nechamata, Damiram, Ve'alma, Amen. Yehi Shema Rabba, Yishmaya, V'chaim Aleinu, V'al Yisrael, Amen. Oseh Shalom, L'ma, V'yaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Yisrael, V'al Yoshvei Tevel, V'imru. Amen. If you want to stay standing for Oseh Shalom so that you can put your arms around each other and dance, you may, or you may be seated if that's your custom. We're going to sing about peace together. Oseh Shalom. The last line of the Kaddish, so it's on page 5.
Shalom.
crowd, and anybody who feels that they are such, will come up and say the blessing over.
Nolan really wants to hold it. He sent Rabbi Alex a
Nolan
message.
is in charge of the call team. So we need Nolan up here.
Yes.
It sure is. Come on up, Nolan. You're the guy.
He sent him a video this morning asking.
Where's Mrs. Nolan? I'm holding on.
Nolan's holding the ball, everyone.
Here we go.
We have a special request for our closing song.
Should we send it to Rabbi Alex? Should I send it to her? Want me to send it to her? Want to take a piece of it now? Yeah.
Hey, Ashley, is your dad here?
I found out.
Is your dad here?
Tell that the one to say hi. That's why we call it the surfing song.
There's some form of Ode.
Fourth and enjoy.
I'm gonna go say hi to
Go
Boaz.
forth and enjoy.
Where are you going?
I was gonna say hi to Boaz. No? Boaz. What? Treat. Take your medicine. Let me go say hi to him.